Now, people of Fontaine, travelers from afar, feel free to, at the end of this trial, decide what we should do with this Fatui Harbinger. Now, normally we would start right now, but Monsieur Neuvillette appears to be running a little bit late. So I'm terribly sorry, but we're going to have to wait a bit. Are you drinking water out of a boba cup?
It's in a sewer hot spring water. That one.
Whose hot spring water are you drinking?
We are all gathered here in the court today to witness and participate in the trial of Dottore, the second Fatui Harbinger. Lady Furina will be serving as the prosecutor, and Dottore has decided to be his own lawyer. According to the crimes here listed, the suspect is accused of abuse of power, assault and battery, organized crime, sabotage, foreign interference, environmental terrorism, aiding and abetting, blasphemy, mass brainwashing, attempted extortion, treason, terrorism, medical malpractice, kidnapping, human trafficking, criminal neglected homicide, aggravated child abuse, aggravated murder, misuse of human remains, and unethical human experiments.
And don't forget about the arson and torture.
Sure, these crimes are all horrible, but unfortunately, there are no evidence that we can find. At least enough evidence to get arrested. But a horrible crime was committed this very morning. I was taking a walk. I went out of Parle Marmonia to greet, my fellow people, subjects. And when I came back to eat my delicious cake made by the Scoffier, specifically made for me, I took a knife and I cut into it. And instead of finding that gooey terracotta mixed with chocolate filling, there was something red and gooey dripping from the cake. It was ketchup! Ketchup in my cake! And I know for certain that it was this man who did it.
What evidence could you possibly have?
Oh, I have evidence, do I? For there were some witnesses, and a very kind medicine named Mamere has drawn some art to show who the man looked like. And I believe some of you may have that art of a blue-haired man. This is clearly the man right here. Do you see?
In no way does that look like me. That man has a mustache.
But he has blue hair and
And a mustache.
Now this, I believe, to be a very realistic drawing. You see this? Perfect color match. And, well, he's not wearing the mask right now, but,
Well, if you can't even see the eyes, then how can you possibly say that that's me?
look at his expression, everyone. It's very straight, very neutral. Look at that.
I'm smiling. That's
Now this, there's no denying this. It's a picture taken at night of, wouldn't it be this man right here sneaking into Palais Marmonia to poison my cake?
ketchup isn't poison. And you may be able to prove that I was there, but what motive would I possibly have to spend my time putting ketchup in the Hydro-Archon's cake?
I don't know what you Fatui members are up to.
Not that.
I know the secrets about that. You know the secrets. So it seems we're only missing one piece. Is there another piece? Oh, over there? Another Fatui Does anyone have some tape that isn't really enough to put it together? I was thinking like the research log 5. Sweet Fontaine, you are a researcher, aren't you? I've heard tales of the primordial sea, ocean water from a place beyond our view of Neuvillette, with the power to eradicate those of Fontainian blood. Some may doubt its existence, but I am no common fool. Unlike the impressionable masses, I know the secret of this world, that they're too ignorant to question. If primordial seawater can truly dissolve Fontainians, I need to get my hands on it. I have a theory on where it may be. What is this?
Well, it's clearly some sort of research log.
But you're a researcher. Shouldn't you know what this is? And what's this about water that can dissolve Fontainians?
It would do you well to remember that there's a research center within Fontaine, and far from the only one.
Yeah, but those are good researchers. You're an evil researcher.
Well, you can't even prove that I wrote that.
You probably wrote it. Regression, darling.
Regrader.
Well, it looks like it says regression. I'm aware that you're busy, but you must understand that my work is much more important. Please, just hurry up and decide on a budget for me. XOXO Il Dottore. And then it says, P.S. Please provide more than last time, and there's a kissing mark next to it. I have no interest on who you sent this letter to, but these are the same handwriting, I believe. Very close, if you think. Yeah, the public agrees. The public are deciding your fate.
The impressionable masses.
Well, you are the one insulting them.
If someone deserves to be insulted, are you truly insulting them?
Fortress of Meripede B3. And there's a map of the Fortress of Meripede with a little wolf signal. Oh, that's Risley, I believe. Risley's office. Oh, we have another one over there. I want to give the person we're trying to accountable drugs. This is horribly drawn. Yep, it says Duke's office, and then there's a Juice Gate? Juice Gate? Yeah, so you know what it's about. Why do you have a bunch of stuff about the Fortress of Meripede?
Maybe there is some of this primordial water in the Fortress of Meripede.
Primordial water. I don't understand this primordial water thing. What is it? There's something in green over there, too.
Maybe in ketchup?
Oh, my archons. You cracked the code. And that thing about the water might be true too, so, yes?
Yeah, he's trying to get sent to the Fortress of Meripede so he can study it even more. That's
Well,
why he's on trial now.
That's right.
That's right.
If I'm attempting to get into the fortress, are you really going to send me there as punishment?
God, I wish the guillotine was still in order. Yes, the ring?
Instead of sending you to Genshin, can you send him to mental hospital?
I am offended that you would say that I, a good doctor, should get sent to a mental.
Well, unfortunately, before this happened, all mental wards have been, they're out of...
Burnt down.
Dottore, I feel like Dittore's a good man. If you're not good, he also defeated the dragon Durin, who has played monster. Like, I feel like he's a good guy.
I don't care what happens in Mondstadt. This is not Mondstadt, this is Fontaine. And I could defeat 100 more dragons than he could. Yes? Person in green again?
Would you like a voodoo doll? You are a wonderful person. bedroom.
You can't like order or something. Not order the food. Where's your
See,
hammer?
this is a good threat.
First, he received drugs, and now he has a voodoo doll.
I cannot stop what the court wants.
Oh no, a person with the ears all the way in the back.
Do you want more drugs?
After this, I'm going to need them.
I definitely don't have like a bias towards the accused. But even if he is guilty of the things he has been accused of, is it so wrong for a guy to have a hobby?
His hobby is putting ketchup in my cake, and that is disgusting and illegal. Victor?
I have more drugs for him.
Oh my god.
Yummy, yummy, yummy.
Everyone is so kind.
I would like to say, as a ketchup hater myself, it is a subject matter. All Dottore has done is really just add a bit of spice to the cake. At worst, he should get community service, and he's a doctor. He should pay it off at the hospital.
Put me in a hospital. I'll help the patient.
The hospitals, the mental hospitals, have all burned down. I'm seriously who could have done that?
I would like to ask Arlecchino in the back.
He's a doctor, right? What if he puts the ketchup to make you healthier, to have a balanced diet? Just eating cake is bad for your health. What if you put the ketchup in your best interest?
Do you know how much sugar ketchup has?
It's
And I'm trying to.
tomato.
That's not important. My eating habits are none of your business. Yes, person in the middle, yeah.
Yes, ketchup is actually more nutritionally dense than tomato sauce. In fact, it improves it.
I'm a wonderful person.
Ketchup, if you think about it, it's merely jam. So maybe he's just a bad baker and was trying to make a fruit cake.
I'm an amazing baker. Baking is science.
What I think you fail to understand is that it doesn't matter what you put in the cake. It's still highly illegal. Yes, person in green.
You are what you eat, and that is why Dottore is an innocent man.
Are you sure it's over that it mix off the jam with ketchup?
Well, no. I'm offended you would even ask that. Sophia is one of the, if not the most talented baker in the world. I don't think she would make that mistake, and I'm pretty sure this is ketchup. Why would you kiss someone with ketchup?
He loves it. He loves it.
That two are weird.
Technically, tomatoes are a fruit and sugar equals jam. So technically, you just put jam in it, and for that, I think it deserves a cookie, which I have if you want one.
Cookies.
If the hint of the letter is ketchup, wouldn't that mean that he had been eating the ketchup and therefore would have no ketchup to put in the cake?
I would like to correct you on that. You assume that I have such a small supply. This is why I requested a bigger budget.
So here we have what seems to be a list of different crimes. The tampering with the cake, that's circle. And it's again in this. He did it. But stop justifying the actions of this criminal.
Well, there are more people that want to speak.
Yes, so, yes you?
I saw the poster with the mustache. Would you like to borrow a mustache? I want to get into more Mary Pete faster.
The drug dealer back there. Do I have out of all the people who could have come to this trial, is it a bunch of degenerates?
Golly over there.
Is all recording allowed?
Yes. Can't you just banish him from Fontaine and let him be someone else's problem?
That could be doable, but what if he goes on and poisons the cake of more archons? I mean,
I do
wouldn't.
have a question.
Mhm.
If you were to banish me, would it just be me?
Well, you committed the crime, so I guess you can only
Yes,
banish.
I committed the crime.
Yes.
No one else who may look like me or act like me or be me.
Well, if you're banished, if anyone saw someone who looked like you, you'd most likely be arrested.
I think the mustache will come in handy.
What if it was a different Dottore clone that did it?
So clones, Harry.
As if you don't have one right there.
So there's been a lot of talk about ketchup. Shouldn't we focus on the primordial seawater?
I think we can ignore that part.
So the fact that Neuvillette is drinking backwater.
What is up with the water sponges this time? The primordial seawater, a so-called water that could dissolve spontaneous. That is an insane idea, but let's say it was true. Let's just like, hypothetically, if it was true, we wouldn't want to send them there. So maybe we do the waterboarding.
I would like to offer a new point of view. How do we know Furina didn't just add the ketchup to frame Dottore? You are the only true witness.
You stumped the Archon.
This is blasphemy. You're accusing your own Archon of putting ketchup in her own cake. I would have to be clinically insane for that.
Furina, I
Would you like a
you
diagnosis?
Yes, okay, I have to admit, I am not a great cook. I don't really mess with the cakes I get from Escoffier because they are amazing. You should try some. Oh, wait, you can't afford any. Yes, you in the red shirt?
Dottore, consider primordial water ketchup.
Oh my god, we missed this idea.
Very great, we'll be happy.
Send it only spontaneous.
Are you suggesting murder?
I think we have another to put on trial.
Murder is always an option.
Yeah.
As a fellow Archon and also as another fellow Archon right here, we would assist you in Archon power, but we would like to promise to put us on trial next.
I am looking for the most to Venti.
Yes.
As a researcher, I have taken some interest in Dottore's clones, and they all have very different personalities. Would it be ethical, because we don't know if this is the clone that actually committed a crime, would it be ethical to punish this clone even though they clearly have different personalities and are capable of like acting different?
Okay, what if we punish all the clones?
Then it's unfair punishment.
You don't know your own laws.
I know my laws very well, don't I, Neuvillette?
If Dottore was lying about not putting ketchup in your cake, then why isn't his pants on fire?
Not on fire. Therefore, I'm not a liar.
I love Dottore. I think he's such a great guy. Oh, look, my pants are not on fire.
That means you're telling the truth. Thank you. Venti should be able to recognize a liar. Do I look like the instrument you play?
I agree with the people who have been saying that we should maybe focus on this hypothetical situation of there being water that can kill all spontaneous in there.
I have a very important document about regarding the pants on fire. If people can send it to the toilet.
They're like, look, I'm tired. Do you want drugs?
I love it. Everyone wants
Your Honor, if you get drugs, he's free.
If I'm lying, why aren't my pants on fire? Case closed. I'm innocent. It is a it's a picture of like a high hat or something.
Furina, do you also want drugs?
I'm going to need them after this. this, so yes. I mean, it's totally not illegal since the judge has choice. You do know the laws, right? It's not illegal. It's not illegal. It's not illegal, it's just rude. Yes?
Since Neuvillette just drank the water with the drugs in it, isn't he now incapable of correctly judging this trial?
Well, the thing is that unfortunately you are going to judge it. Which I
Are
don't
you
know.
perhaps saying, you said unfortunately, are you implying that they're impressionable?
Well, no, because a lot of them had their judgment from the start, which was, you're hot, you should go free.
If we really want to consider this water, then wouldn't that count as drugs and therefore be legal?
So the thing is,
Completely legal. Case closed.
mushrooms are not illegal. They are just really just make you a little bit pussy. But water.
No, those are hardcore drugs.
They don't kill our spontaneous, right? Do they?
I have a slogan for precision for the ketchup with promoted water. It's to die for.
You're hired.
Holly, please say something intelligent.
Since the blue guy has a great deal of the big units, would Lady Furina like a little doll of them and have pants?
Because they were on fire.
I just want to make sure Neuvillette doesn't feel like that. Would you like some more bathwater?
Yes.
Please.
That's very sweet, but
You can try it first if you are afraid it's poison.
wait. You want? I'm sorry. You want the Archon to try it in case it's poison.
I just want to say, is this how all Fontanian trials work? Does the criminal get a bunch of presents?
So this is kind of our first trial where we can just have the public interrupt however they want and give drugs, and maybe we should have thought of it, maybe we should have thought, maybe this is a horrible idea, but I believe in my people of Fontaine, except for the drug
Fontaine isn't
people.
doing as well as you think. The oratories mécanique and Elise Cardinal
It's under maintenance, that happens.
broken.
And the drugs are delicious.
Mr. Ulex, I give you drugs, do you let it free?
No.
If I give you more drugs, will you let it free?
What did you say?
If I give you water and more drugs, will you let it free?
No, that would be corruption.
Lady Furina, you keep calling yourself an Archon. That's a lie, technically, because you're not the real Archon. That was supposed to Lord. And isn't it
Who are you?
And second question, can I hire you?
Who are you to claim that I am not the real Archon? I don't know what you're talking about.
I second that, that you're not the real Archon, by the way.
You're the drug dealer. No, I
Is it proven you're not real?
can't. There's no proof because I am the real Archon. Yeah.
I mean, 3 people say no. I think from the jury too is true enough.
Well, what evidence do they possibly have?
Hands up if you think that she's not the real Archon.
My people and our travelers from afar, I really am your Archon. I promise you that. And even I am, but even if I wasn't, that would not be.
What proof do you have?
I don't know. I'm 500
You're
years
not my
old.
Archon, I'm from Mossa.
I mean, you have to do something.
Hands up if Furina isn't your Archon.
So these are the non-Fontaines. Can you? Here's the door. Wait, I'm sorry. Okay, I'm just remembering a lot of you who weren't even from Fontaine raising your hands saying I'm not the Archon. How would you know that? It's not true.
If he did put ketchup in your cake, wouldn't there be like any traces of it, like outside of the cake? How, like he had to cut into it, he had to inject it somehow.
Surgical precision.
Yeah,
Surgical
he's
precision.
actually right in this. Yeah, unfortunately, he is a surgeon.
I'm correct.
2 things. Was that not a confession?
Plus, he's confessed multiple times. I'm so glad someone noticed.
I'm a minor. I would like to say this is emotional damage. Can I get something as payment?
Drugs.
And I would like that we ignore the confession.
No, you are not giving drugs to the people. Where are you going? What are you doing? That's my pin. That's my pin, made by.
I will take that as payment.
This is bribery.
Okay, so that's stealing. That's a crime that we all witnessed. Do I not have any guards here?
They're on vacation.
Not even like,
Mandatory vacation.
is that where you were?
Yes.
Is this your mandatory vacation spot?
Do you want to drink the bathwater? Here you go.
Whose bathwater is it?
Whose bathwater is it?
Mr. Bathwater.
I have more drugs to help.
Okay, I'm going to, I'm not sure if this is legal, but,
Are you going to confiscate my drugs?
bring your drug water. So now that we can continue without any drug dealers. No? Can you do that?
You imprisoned an innocent person.
No, I escorted him out of the building. There's a
Against his
difference.
will.
No, I asked, can you come with me?
now.
And you rose up and walked with me. And now you're back. Great.
Yes?
I don't know. I think this should be Furina's trial.
You're
Hands
very
up if you want it to be Furina's trial instead.
Maybe next year. I think we should hold a vote. And please don't be rude to me. This man has been accused of crimes such as, I don't know, murder and like torturing people. What are suggestions? We could send him to the Fortress of Meripede where he belongs. That might, hypothetically there could be some water there that could be dangerous.
So you're admitting that it's there?
No, I'm saying hypothetically. Then we also have waterboarding. That's an option. We could also lock him up somewhere else.
Let
True.
him choose.
Huh? What did you say?
Let him choose.
No.
Risley, do you have anything to say to this trial?
Yeah, I would like to request that he doesn't go to therapy because I would like to extend my vacation in Arizona.
Risley, I thought you were in. Well, first of all, I thought you were in Inazuma, and he's been running amok, and you haven't done anything to help me.
Vacation.
You overwork everyone in Fontaine. They have mandatory breaks.
Oh, they are overworked. Yeah.
Are you saying you're overworked?
No, I'm just saying.
Are you saying you have any secrets you want to reveal?
My secret is that I hate him. Who did the scheduling for the guards to be on vacation? I feel like maybe someone could have made it not all at the same time. Neuvillette, was it you who scheduled that?
No.
It wasn't you. Did you schedule that, Wesley?
You're also on vacation.
Did I schedule that? Anyhow, so.
Let it be known that the Fatui have people capable of forging papers.
That's another crime.
Everyone who wants him to go to the Fortress of Meripede, raise your hand. That's a lot of hands. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, sent to another place, maybe Neuvillette's vacation spot? No, I agree with Ricely. I thought that was a good idea. Now, everyone who thinks he should go free. Drug dealer, please. Please. Now
Everyone who thinks Furina should be sent to the
That's not-
Fortress of Miracle.
That doesn't count. Your job is to order. Are you high? Everyone who thinks we should waterboard him. I am so surprised that's allowed, but
Yeah.
you want to get water? It's settled. The Dottore segment will be getting waterboarded.